Hi everyone, welcome to Mabuhay Maxima. This is the podcast that encourages you to experience happiness, compassion, and kindness in a world that really tempts you not to. And this is MR, your host. Hello everyone. Everyone, welcome to Mabuhay Maxima, and this is MR, your host. Welcome back. So today we are on episode 19, I believe. So we are down to the second to the last episode of this season. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for choosing this podcast to listen to and spend time with today. I really am grateful. So for now, we will do something light and cute and funny and just a little bit casual since we're still in quarantine. Well, actually, as of this recording, the general community quarantine has already started, but like me, there are some of you who choose to still stay at home. So, for the past few months, all we did was, we baked, we vlogged, we played games, we wrote, we did all of our leisurely stuff, and I'm sure you have binge-watched all that you can binge-watch on Netflix. And yeah, so today, I'm gonna talk about the 5 movies this time. The 5 movies that changed my life, since we're already talking about Netflix. Okay, so I love movies. I mean, they're great pieces of stories. They're easy to digest. It's easier to digest than a book, but it's more concise in terms of detail. And I really appreciate when a movie is visually stunning and at the same time has that very great story in it like that. And I guess out of all of the movies that I have watched, the 5 that I'm going to talk about now are the ones that changed my life in terms of how it affected my life in general, how it influenced me. So it has nothing to do whatsoever with the quality of the movie. It doesn't really matter if it's 100% on Rotten Tomatoes or maybe just 20. So yeah. So the 5 movies that changed my life. First movie is Thor. The first one. Yes, the Shakespearean one. The first movie wherein you see the dashing Chris Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston battle it out to keep the safety and serenity of Asgard and to see who's really worthy to wield the mighty Mjolnir. So yeah. So that movie. Why has it affected my life? Because there was a time in 2013 when I was in training for being a cabin crew. And I could not do any of my hobbies or the stuff that keeps me sane because I was too focused on studying. Because, training was hard in the sense that if you fail a specific number of times, you're kicked out. So I don't want to be kicked out. I mean, it's part of the plan to be a flight attendant, right? So yeah. So, but at the same time, I needed a hobby. I needed a hobby. So, I don't know why. I watched the film. It wasn't my first time to watch it during that time. So, I watched the film and I was at the scene wherein Loki discovered that he was a frost giant. So, he was going to the... What do you call this? I forgot their term for it. To the castle basement. I forgot the term. To the vault. And he went to check out the casket of ancient winters. Oh my god. To the Marvel fans out there, do not kill me, please. So anyway. So yeah. So while watching that scene, I was like, I wonder what he was feeling. He must be really devastated and confused because he just realized that he was adopted and all of that pent up rage and longing for his daddy, blah, 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 blah. And then I decided to write it down. It was like a notebook's page worth of what the scene would have been like if the movie would add in a scene wherein Loki was going to the vault, thinking, having that internal monologue, having that internal drama. So yeah, and then I liked what happened. I liked that I was able to bring out my emotions and whatnot, and that was my very first written piece. And lo and behold, that's when I realized that, well, eventually, when I decided to post it on the internet and people liked it, that I realized that that was fan fiction. And yeah, that's how I started as a writer. So if it were not for that film, if it were not for Tom Hiddleston's performance, which is one of the reasons why I love him, I would not be a writer right now. So yeah, thank you. Thor the movie. If you are curious as to what is it really that I have written on that notebooks page, I may or may not send you a copy of that. I still have a copy. I still have the original page, of course, but it's sort of a memoir, remembrance of how I started and whatnot. So I may or may not post it up and whatever. I don't know. So yeah, Thor. And the second movie that changed my life is Pursuit of Happiness, the one performed by Will Smith. I learned a lot during that movie. One, I guess I loved how the story was told, how it was explained to the narration of Chris Gardner of the things that he went through and what that it was comical yet relatable, and you could see the struggle. And I guess it's one of the movies that really taught me the importance of hard work and doing the best that you can for the people that you love or for yourself, and find what it is really to be happy. So yeah, I guess great discipline there, and it's just that redemption arc for him where he's really trying so hard to be the best dad for his kid, and it's touching. It's like every time I would see it on HBO, I'll be like, whoa, stop everything, I'm gonna watch this. Yeah, so Pursuit of Happiness, like a really nice story of hard work, perseverance, redemption, discipline, and drama. And I really like that it's, well, based on a true story. So, gives you hope that if you do those things like Chris Gardner did, then you'll eventually get to where he is right now. Yeah. So that's my second movie. Well, not my second movie. That's the second movie that changed my life. The third one would be the third one would be 50 First Dates performed by Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore. I love that movie. Like, it's cute, it's funny. I'm not actually a fan of romantic comedies, well, except if it's Adam Sandler, then I'm all for it. But I mean, in general, I'm not really a fan. But I like this movie because it somehow shows you what to expect in true love, and more, well, not just expect, but how can you measure your true love? I mean, how can you measure your performance your performance as a lover? I mean, it's really touching wherein Adam Sandler is willing to go through every single day to Drew Barrymore, knowing that, well, she'll forget about him the next day. I should have said at the start of this episode that there will be spoilers if you haven't watched the movie. I apologize. So I'm doing it now. So yeah, I just find it really, really cute, and it's really flattering, and I don't know, it just makes me feel happy after watching that movie. And I also like the setting. It's in Hawaii. So yeah, 51st dates. Just something makes you. It makes me feel like a hopeless romantic for quite some time, even for a short while. And yeah, it gives you that hope that people are willing to do that much for the people that they really care about, that love is not really that lost in this world. So there. And my fourth one would be just like the one of the entries in the 5 books that changed my life, one of my previous episodes, would be Phantom of the Opera, because technically that movie introduced me to musical theater, and I am in love. And like, one of my biggest frustrations is to be a theater actress. I don't know if I can sing, but I mean act out on a stage. I always wanted to do that. So yeah, that's one of my frustrations. I wish I could do that in this lifetime, or if not that, at least be part of production. I think that's more believable. So yeah, if it were for that movie, that mysterious Phantom and Kristen Daye, I will not be in love with musical theater. Yeah. And then, so far, we already have Thor, Pursuit of Happiness, 51st Dates, and Phantom of the Opera. The last movie that changed my life is an animated movie. It's Batman Beyond, The Return of the Joker. I believe this was released in either the late 90s or early 2000s. So, this movie is, well, plot summaries. Batman's already old, so Nightwing, or the successor, for those who are not really hardcore Batman fans, the Nightwing is already protecting the city of Gotham, and then the Joker's back, but in history is that he's already dead in that timeline because of this and that and this and that. And what is life-changing for me is the scene wherein Joker died, wherein the Joker Jr. was supposed to shoot Batman, but in his mad laughter / trying his best to get out of the brainwash that Joker put into him, he shot the Joker instead, instantly killing him. And then what was life-changing for me was Joker Jr. is a kid, okay? He's a kid, so imagine a kid killing somebody. The kid was laughing maniacally, then suddenly he's crying and crying and crying and crying and crying and crying. And I don't know, it was an eye-opener for me. Like that pain of doing something so violent, and, well, the pain that happens during violence in general. Like, it was an eye-opener for me. Like, I would have to admit that because of that scene that I watched way before, I think I was a kid, I hated guns after that. I've became uncomfortable when there are fights, when there are riots, wars, and everything, and it just concretizes the idea that they're not really good, because that pain that the kid felt when he was crying and crying after he killed the Joker. I mean, think about it. Joker's a bad guy, so like in the right against wrong world, he deserved it. But despite that, you can feel the anguish the anguish in what he did, that he couldn't believe that he was able to kill somebody. So yeah, I mean, it's really sad and really eye-opening in a way. So yeah, no to violence, no to guns. And I know that for my listeners in the United States, that everything is going dangerous and whack right now. And I just hope all of you are safe and that the wars will be over soon. So yeah. There, the 5 movies that changed my life. Technically, they're just movies that concretize in my brain what I already really know, or influence me in a way as to how I am as a person now. So yeah. So I would love to hear if you've watched any of the movies that I have mentioned, or if you have that movie that you know that looking back you will not be this kind of person if you did not watch this movie. I would love to hear those movies. So hit me up, okay? Hit me up on Facebook and Instagram, you know where, Mabuhay Maxima. Or if you want to be up close and really personal, shoot me a voice message here on my podcast. It's anchor.fm/mabuhaymaxima/message, and leave a voice message there. I would love to hear your voice. And so thank you guys for listening in, and my name is MR again. This is Mabuhay Maxima, and to those who have listened to the pilot episode and gave their comments and their warm welcomes to the pilot episode of Blanket Stories, I'm really grateful. And season 2 rather, episode 2 will be live today as well. Thank you very much. All right, and I will talk to you guys again next week for the season finale. And I'm just amazed that it has gone this far for so long, and I really will not have done it without you guys. Your IG stories motivating me to continue this endeavor for podcasting. All of the sweet and nice comments and messages, they really lift me up. I mean, thank you so much. It makes me feel that I'm doing something right, So yeah. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys again soon, okay? This is MR, and bye-bye!